right, so we are here with our illustrious bass player, Mr. Corey Cadaver, and he's going to walk us through the shit that he uses to make his thunderous noise. Take it away, Corey. What do you got?
So this is my number one currently. It is a Traben Chaos Attack 5. Active rock fields, humbuckers, big booms, standard NYXL 5-string. It's tuned to drop C. Everything we do is drop C. I tune a little different.
Yeah, tell him about that.
So I actually, the guitar players all tune up or tune down. I tune up. So this is C, this is G, this is C, etc. So I'm tuned more like a guitar on this.
Yeah, and actually we tuned the first string to A, right?
Yeah.
So it's like truly it truly does match a guitar. It's even got the major third tuning.
Yeah.
Which is odd in and of itself.
It keeps the flub, the just flubbiness out of the strings when you're tuned down that low, because I don't really want to use thicker strings.
Right.
When I do use picks, I use Intune Grip X 1 mil.
Nice.
So they're not super heavy, but they're pretty heavy.
But generally it's thumb, right?
Yeah. Usually everything I do is with my thumb.
Sweet. And then what we go into first down here.
So we can go through the signal chain.
Yeah.
I always like woven cables. I don't know why. It's something I grew up with.
Yeah.
It's just my gig. It goes into a ridiculously cheap Donner tuner.
Nice.
I learned long ago. I beat pedals up really bad. I go through gear a lot.
Yeah.
So I bought a really cheap Donner tuner. It keeps everything in tune. Does a great job, and actually it's lasted longer than any tuner I've ever had. Next to that is my baby. This is the one that I'm terrified that I'm going to lose someday.
Oh.
This is an old BBE Optistomp.
Love it. I love the graphic on it, man. The monocle.
Yeah, it's super transparent. BBE actually made several different versions of this. The monocle one is the one that's like ultra transparent. It doesn't alter your tone at all. It just keeps everything flat. Where I play fingerstyle,
yeah.
I still get some dynamics out of it, but the real subtle stuff, it brings it up. It's nice. And from there we go to the Dr. J Sparrow.
Sweet.
And the Sparrow, it's basically a Sansamp clone. Again, I use cheap pedals because I destroy them. So all it does is give me just a little bit more, some grunt and growl. And it also has a blend function, so I'm not losing any low end, and it doesn't sound like a bass muff pie.
Right.
It doesn't get lost. It's its own creature. I love it. I absolutely adore it, and for what, a $40-50 pedal, I really can't complain.
Sweet.
So there.
Tell us about this head.
This is my old Ampeg B2r. I've had this head forever and ever and ever. It has seen a ton of stages with other bands. It's you can see the graphic EQ, the faders are broken off and it's chipped and beat up. But the B2r is just a ton of power, really clean, just a great canvas to paint on. And it's extremely functional, and it's very workhorse. It's very blue collar.
Yeah.
And then from there, we go to this monster. This is an orange cab. It was made for orange by Omega. It's a 412 bass cab. And I guess it was made for Ryan Neff of Miss May I, and it will absolutely deafen you. It shakes your soul, and I will never ever be without it. They'll bury me with this cab. And that's really it. I'm pretty simple. This is
The thing really rowdied up practice the first time it came in. Man, goodness.
It definitely is thunderous.
All right, what's this one
And
here? Is this our backup?
This fella here is a custom shop T-Hawk. It's made by Killer B. Well, it was made by Killer B. I don't think they're making guitars anymore. This is a one-off. I love this bass very, very much. I'm scared actually to tear it up, but
Very pretty.
and it's the interesting thing about it is it has the lace Illumitones in it. It's a very interesting voice pickup. Some people love it, some people hate it. I've found a niche for it. They are not active. The lace Illumitones are passive, but you can really get a lot out of them. And some really interesting tones, and that bridge that's on it is really spectacular. I wish I had 10 more of those. But that's really about it.
From the garden, enticed by new shore.